Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms, buddy. It is time for Tuesday Talks, and Tuesday Talks is the group that I started with my friend Janelle over at Mrs. J. Rod's Reads, and every Tuesday we discuss book-related topics. If you'd be interested in checking that out, I will link to that Goodreads group in the description box below. So for this week's discussion, it is Dear Readers, here's what you're missing. As a reader, I don't condemn people who don't read because reading's not for everybody. A lot of times people don't have time to sit down and read, or they just don't have the desire to read, and that's okay. But I do think there are things that non-readers are missing. One, for me, it's a stress reliever. I can sit down at the end of the day and pick up a book and just relax and read that book and get swept away, and discovering all kinds of new things, and meeting new characters. So it helps relieve a lot of stress. Two, I think you learn a lot of stuff when you're reading, because when I'm reading, I'm one of those people who are going to look stuff up. Like if something strikes me as odd, or maybe it's not possibly, it's not something that really happened or what have you. A good example of this is I was reading a mystery. It was for Read Your E-Reader Month, and they were talking about an old abandoned Six Flags in Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina. And I'm like, there is no way that there is an abandoned Six Flags. So I looked it up, and sure enough, there is a abandoned Six Flags. And I looked at all the photos and stuff, and it really kind of made me sad that it was abandoned. I mean, my family and I go to Six Flags. Well, we haven't gone for a while, but we used to go quite often, at least once a year. But yeah, it was real. It was in there. So I'm always going to look stuff up. I think you can learn a lot of things, and it also makes you realize how much research our authors do when they're writing a book. And that's really important, I think, to make books realistic. You have to have true facts, and it just makes you realize how much work and research these authors put in when they're writing a book. So, I mean, anyway, going on. 3, you get to travel places that you wouldn't normally travel, especially, like I said, if there are true facts in the book. And if they're written well, it is like you are there when you're reading, and it just gives you that feeling of adventure, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this one. I just think it's important for everybody to try to read at least once. You never know what you're missing if you don't pick up a book. And I've been trying to instill this love of reading into my 2 youngest kids, my son and my daughter, and they just don't get it. My oldest daughter, she likes to read now. She didn't like to read as much in school because I think it was the forced reading really kind of turned her off from it. But when she discovered Harry Potter, her freshman year of high school, she really enjoyed that series, and she's read that series so many times. She is a huge Potterhead. But yeah, my other 2 they're just not getting it, the love of reading. Now my grandson is doing really well. We read books together all the time. He enjoys that time where he gets to read, and he's biting at the bit to actually be able to read a book himself. He's starting. They're starting that in kindergarten. So next year they'll really be reading books. So I think he's going to really enjoy that. But yeah, that's all I've got really to say, guys. If you're not a reader, that's your choice. But maybe try it. Pick up a book and, just see what you're missing. See if you think that you're missing something. You're the only person that can tell yourself that. So, but yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think about what non-readers could be missing. If you're a non-reader, let me know your feelings as well. I'm sure a non-reader is not going to be watching these videos, but you never know. But thanks, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.